Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Plim Talks event. We are celebrating a newly launched folk horror novella by Ivy Grimes. Yay! It is called The Cellar Below the Cellar, and it just came out today, which is March 25th, if you're watching this on the YouTube video. And I'm super excited. I got an advance copy and was able to read this before launch. So if you also want to see my stellar review of how wonderful this book is, check it out on my blog. But we're here to party. We're here to give away stuff. We're here to go into the cellar below the cellar. We're here to say hi to Moose, um, you know, and we're here to, have a good time and maybe see the end of the world. So I'm here. I'm going to do the formal interview for Ivy, and then the guests, because they're not that important, because they're not the showrunners, will have to introduce themselves. Just kidding. I love you guys. But Ivy Grimes is originally from Birmingham, Alabama, and currently lives in Virginia, has an MFA from the University of Alabama. Her stories
Alabama.
have appeared in the Baffler, Vasterian, Hex, Maudlin House, Ergot, Po Potomac Review. See, that's like one. I don't like that one. And elsewhere. She's the author of the collection Glass Stories and The Ghosts of Blaubart Mansion. And of course, The Cellar Below the Cellar.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. You're like, you were terrible. Oh, Elle says Potomac. That sounds
Potomac
made up.
Review once rejected me in 4 minutes.
Cool.
Um, who, me?
No, Potomac Review.
Oh, 4 minutes. That doesn't beat the Dark's 2 minutes, though. So, all right. So we do have a bunch of giveaways, so we're going to be peppering it through. Since I have five, so we're already going to start with one. Everyone excited. Everyone claps in chat. Yes, Elle knows. Drums. Drums all around, or you don't get the book. Okay. I want to see some drums. And again, I handle the giveaway, so I'll put you in contact with the press after the event if you've won using the email you used to register. So keep an eye on that if you won. And then you'll just share your shipping address with them so they can send you your prize. All right, let me roll my singamabob. Are those threads? Sandra, I don't think those are drums. Oh, those are oil drums. Okay, like 10 out of 10 for that one, Sandra. Okay, hitting my wheel. Oh, okay. I'm not going to pronounce this right at all, and I do apologize. Um, um, I am so co Coachlit Avila. I'm sorry, it's Xochi T. I am so sorry. I actually have no idea how to say that. Is it
No,
like this?
you, and I don't know how to pronounce your name either.
Sochi.
Sochi. Okay,
Cool.
Sochi. That was way easier than what I just did.
Hey, Sochi.
Um, thank you. But congrats. I am so sorry I butchered your name. I was like, I was even trying to form my mouth around it. I was like, but Sochi, got it. Learn something new. Again, I will email you after with the email you used to get you in contact with the press for your book. And congrats. Congrats. I can't even say that right. Ugh. Okay, let me write down the winner. Awesome. All right. The next giveaway I'll do too. That's how exciting this will be. So we're gonna do the interview part, which I know Ivy's super excited for. Yeah, that big
Yeah.
smile, big smile. So, first off, since it's your first time here, I always ask this question first for my first time guests, but can you tell us more about your background as an author and how it all started?
Sure. First of all, I will say that I am very afraid of public speaking, which this almost counts as.
Hmm.
But,
Yep.
you know, we soldier on.
We soldier
Um,
on.
we
We
soldier
fake
on.
it till we make it in this house.
Yeah. Um, so I've written out some tidbits in this Word document near me, which I will glance at from time to time. Okay, so you want to know who I am.
Yes.
Um, so that's not very interesting,
What are your
but I
last
will try
four
to
of your
answer.
social?
Okay.
Maiden's name?
I could
Mom's
do
maiden's
that.
name? Yeah.
I will say this. A lot of people think that my name is a pen name, and it's not. It's real.
So you have like you just were lucky enough to have the badass name.
No way. It didn't pay
Yeah.
off in elementary school, but
Okay.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. I was an obsessive reader going back to the Babysitters Club. That was my favorite. I read
Hmm.
every single one several times. Um, and then as I got older, I started writing poetry, like most of us have at some point. I got an MFA in poetry from Alabama, where I didn't learn a whole lot, but I had an okay time. It was pretty
Hmm.
fun.
Hmm.
Then later I started writing fiction, actually after I read The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami. Um, I just didn't know that you could write something so fun, you know, and that was inspiring to me. My favorite poet. Well, I mean, I'm going to go with Sylvia Plath for old time's sake.
Classic. Yeah.
Everyone should say their favorite poet too. Wow, old time's sake.
Um,
Um, oh, and let me say this also. Murakami actually wrote his first novel in his 30s when he was at a baseball game and he saw someone like hit it out of the park. And that inspired him so much. He was like, if they can do that, I can write a novel.
if somebody can hit a home run, what's a
Yeah,
novel?
right. Oh, that's a good one. Yes,
So that was your journey, a very disappointing university experience, as we all have
that's my journey.
had.
Well, it was okay.
Yeah, it was
It's pretty
okay.
good.
Yeah. I think the University of Alabama, somewhere their ears are burning. Just, it was okay.
Roll Tide, yeah. But Roll Tide.
So what is your writing process like?
Well, for longer projects, a lot of times I will oh I'm so distracted by the I love the chat. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
for
we're
longer
spicy
projects,
today.
I love it. Please keep going. For longer projects, I usually like read or watch something that really inspires me. And then I want to explore something in that direction, kind of like with the Wind Up Bird Chronicle. Um, and so I know this is probably answering another question, but before I wrote The Cellar Below the Cellar, I had just finished The Juniper Tree by Barbara Commons. I'm obsessed with Barbara Commons. I'm saving a lot of her books though for later. But this is also a fairy tale retelling. Um, so okay, I will just briefly explain that the Juniper Tree fairy tale is one of the classic stories where the stepmother kills her stepson and then cooks him into a stew and then feeds it to his father.
One of the
And but
Classic.
I know, but this
As
book,
all stepmothers do.
yeah, once or twice. But this book takes that story and puts it into her present day England, and it just completely transforms it. You wouldn't necessarily know it was based on the story until you get to a certain point. And it was sort of a defense of the stepmother, kind of feminist in its own way. And anyway, so I read that and I was just like, oh, I would love to do something like that. And so I started writing The Cellar Below the Cellar. You might not see the connection if you read both of them, but that was definitely inspiring to me.
Okay. I do want to put the other authors on the spot, about their
Yeah.
favorite poets. Sasha?
I grew up in Amherst, Massachusetts, and that means that the first time I got stoned in eighth grade, we pulled
Damn, Sasha.
behind, behind a hedge on the way to the town fair, and I looked up halfway as we were passing it around. I was going to throw up later, and we were on Emily Dickinson's front lawn. So
Whoa, cool. I've been
yeah,
there. Yeah,
it's a nice house, right?
it
And I bet you
is.
thought, I wonder if I know anyone who's gotten stoned on this lawn when they were like 13. And I love Emily Dickinson, so it's not it's basic, but I love it.
Good, good stuff.
Um, Christy?
I always like individual poems by different poets, but if I had to choose like a poet, I guess I would probably go with Sylvia Plath.
Mhm.
Thank you.
TJ Price, also known as Grandma.
Oh, I've always been partial to Longfellow myself. Hiawatha, Nokomis, daughter of the moon, Nokomis,
Just grandma things.
Uh-huh.
these grandma things.
Just grandma things. Okay, Ivy, take us in deep. What is your writing process like?
Oh, you mean like getting up, opening the Word document, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Well,
Like we want to see how feral your art process is.
it's not very. Um, yeah, I don't know, I just try to do what's fun to me. So that means I don't necessarily write every day. Um, but sometimes I think it's fun to challenge yourself and say, oh, I'm going to do 3,000 words today and see what happens. But I guess I don't really have a process, I'm realizing.
Mine is pretty unhinged because I like to have the TV on while I write.
That's tough.
Fucking
Yeah,
insane.
that's what everyone says, but it works for me.
Huh.
Sasha, what about you? Any unhinged writing process?
No, I write very regularly. I write in this room. I turn the lights all red and uh and that's it.
Okay. Christy?
I was zoned off on the chat. What was the question?
Do you have any unhinged writing process?
Oh,
She also
yeah.
writes with the TV, right?
Oh my God, Christy, you monster.
I get, I like write sober and edit drunk.
Oh,
All right.
switcheroo.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
Grandma, in your old age, are you still able to write?
Oh heavens, yes! I'd just love to slip beneath the covers with a steamy bodice ripper and try to make one of my own.
Grandma.
Pardon me.
Okay, so we actually had you on the Dead Languages podcast, me and Carson, and we talked about fairy tales and horror. So you and I are pretty passionate about it. We ranted a lot. Poor Carson was just there, just be like, whatever.
Joe
Um,
Rogan. Yeah.
yep, yep. So what draws you to fairy tales?
Well, I love stories about women, and fairy tales often were told by women too. So that's my very favorite kind of story, about women by women. Um, and I love that the fairy tales I love the most are stories of domestic horror, the evil that happens at home. And I'm not a huge fan of the sword going out into the world adventure story. So fairy tales have it all as far as I'm concerned.
Hmm. So can I want everyone to share their favorite fairy tale in chat and guess. So we're gonna start with Grandma.
Oh, well, put me on the spot, why don't you?
Oh, I will, Gam
Um,
Gam.
well, I can tell you which one is not my favorite, and that's Little Red Riding Hood.
Wow.
Entirely unfair and elder abuse, if you ask me.
Maybe Grandma shouldn't have been so busy getting all like hot and bothered underneath the sheets and should have taken some self-defense, Grandma.
Well, we only have so much time left, dear.
Okay, Christy.
I was thinking of, I haven't thought about this in years, but there's a fairy tale like one eyes, two eyes, and three eyes or something like that. And so like one eyes can't watch the sheep properly because she falls asleep. And so they send two eyes to help with it or something. Yeah, I like that
That
one.
sounds
I like the
right.
idea of somebody having like extra eyes.
Sasha.
I don't have
I've
a
never heard that one, so I'm just gonna keep moving.
yeah, no, I also like what Christy said. No, I don't have a specific one. I've been thinking a lot about witches lately, classic witches with broomsticks and the Hansel and Gretel witch. So witches have been taking up a lot of space in my brain, but not a
Mhm.
specific fairy tale, more an amalgam of all of them.
Okay. Ivy, I know you shared it on the episode, but do you want to share
Well,
it
I said
again
what
for our
I thought my
audience?
scariest fairy tale was, which was Hansel and
Oh,
Gretel. But my
yes.
favorite's actually the same as yours, which is Red Riding Hood. You got
Yes,
the
Red
three
Riding Hood.
generations of women, and then you got the wolf
Hmm.
comes in, and then it's violence right in your home.
Yeah.
And then you've also got like the Looney Tunes element. You've probably seen the Looney Tunes version where the
Yeah.
wolf is in the grandma bonnet and everything.
Hmm.
But
Yes.
if you put that aside, it was really scary to think of a wolf eating your grandma and then dressing up in your grandma's clothes.
Yeah. Like, can we be sure the grandma here right now isn't a wolf?
We can't.
No, we cannot. We cannot. Look at that
I have
bonnet.
no idea what you mean.
All right, so now it's time to get into the book, Cellar Below the Cellar.
Okay.
Do you want, so this book has come out
Oh.
today. It
Mhm.
is a folk horror novella out from Violet Lichen Press, which is a oh, what's the word? I blanked.
Like an
Not
imprint,
imprint. I was like
Imprint.
subsidiary of
sort of.
Apex
Yeah.
Books. Um, yeah, who even is the grandma in the Zoom? We don't know. So do you spoiler free because assumably a lot of people here haven't read it yet. Will you tell us what the book is about?
Okay, so it's about a woman named Jane who's in her 30s. Okay. Some people think she's a little immature, but you'll get a chance to see for yourself. She's at her grandmother's house visiting when there's this huge solar flare that knocks out the power grid. So she's stuck at her grandma's house in the woods. And they have some neighbors living nearby, and her grandmother sort of recruits her to help the neighbors for everyone to survive together, get clean water, plant food for the future. And meanwhile, the grandmother has been nagging Jane to go into the cellar below the cellar for a long time to see what's down there, you know. Um, and Jane does not want to. She finds it frightening, but because of this disaster and the way she changes as a result of it, she eventually goes down there and participates in the weird stuff going on down there. Yeah, don't do it, Jane.
And
But she
oh,
did.
oh, but she does.
Yeah.
And there's
Spoiler.
more
That
than
is
just
spoiler.
that. Yeah, there's more than just that too. Tons of stuff going on, weird stuff. I think on the social media posts, there's a lot of talk about the enchanted doll. And I know you drew
Oh
that
yeah.
from a fairy tale, not
Mhm.
not one of the Grimm's fairy tales.
Right.
So do you want to tell us more about the inspirations, like specifically the fairy tales behind the cellar below the cellar? Well,
Sure, yeah. So we got Vasilisa the Beautiful, a Russian fairy tale, which features Baba Yaga as the witch. But Vasilisa is kind of a Cinderella story where Vasilisa is a nice girl. You know, she's a good girl. And but her stepmother hates her. So to get rid of her, hopefully she sends her to the house of Baba Yaga. Yeah, everyone loves Baba Yaga.
mhm.
Um, and the reason why she sends her there is because their lights have gone out. So she sends her to Baba Yaga to get some light, hoping that she'll die while she's there. Um, so when Vasilisa gets to Baba Yaga, her only defense is this doll that her mother gave her before she died. And the doll helps her navigate some of the obstacles and challenges that Baba Yaga presents. And yeah, the chicken legs.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, and then she needs the doll. She requires it for that journey, and I just keep watching the chicken legs dance. I really love that. But anyway, I can't. Should I spoil the fairy tale?
Chat, can she spoil the fairy tale? Are we okay with that?
It doesn't end the same way, does it?
Well, I mean that's sort of how all tales are, I guess. They all have different endings.
Mm.
What's your ending?
Who's
Let's
what?
see.
Well,
Yeah.
you said it has multiple endings, so I thought maybe you had a favorite.
I was saying it's not the same ending as your story, so it's not a spoiler for Cellar Below the Cellar.
That's true, but the fairy tale's more important than my story.
Well, that's
So,
arguable. I don't see the fairy tale having a book launch event, Ivy.
Yeah.
It looks like everyone's okay with spoilers, so go ahead and hit us with it.
well, she succeeds in carrying the fire back from Baba Yaga's. There's a great picture of this that I'll post later, an illustration. But yeah, she's holding the skull with the fire in it. She gets back to her house, and somehow, you know, her stepmothers and her stepsisters are dead. It's the justice of the fairy tale, and she she's at that point has become so good at doing chores at Baba Yaga's house that she finds a great husband because
Nice.
that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, obviously. Do choice for men, and you might be saved from a murder stepmother who might kill you and turn you into a tree.
Yes.
Just,
But I will say that
put
Baba
all the
Yaga,
fairy tales together.
she's like, she is in some ways sort of like the Hansel and Gretel witch, but she's beyond good and evil. She's like nature.
Mhm.
She gives life and death. She's good and bad. So she's beyond that.
Okay. We also cannot confirm that Grandma isn't Baba Yaga.
Right.
Yeah.
I keep telling everyone they're not chicken legs just because I'm half chicken. It's because I have varicose veins and can't get to the gym as often as I'd like.
That's what I think Baba Yaga would say, honestly. All right. Last question before we get into the second part of the giveaways. So, what do you hope readers will take away from The Cellar Below the Cellar?
Well, I don't exactly care.
Wow, okay. Honest.
I want you to take what you want from it, you know?
Yeah.
But I love the mystery. I love mysteries and stories and in life. So I love the idea that everyone takes away their own thing, especially if it's something I don't agree with, really. So yeah, it's all yours now.
Yeah. Yeah. Screw you. Take what you can from it. Don't stop asking Ivy to do the work for you. Just kidding. All right. So our beautiful readers here, have you all read The Cellar Below the Cellar already? Like the whole thing? I know you've read your lines, obviously.
They have.
Let's make Ivy blush a little. Starting with Sasha, what was your favorite part of the book?
My favorite part was Pastor Dan, of course. Um, all right, so I like a lot of things about what Ivy Grimes does, but one of the things that she does really well is slip past, there's the line between normal things are happening and then that's definitely not supposed to happen. And crossing that line in stories is it's my favorite part of a lot of stories. And the way it happens in Cellar Below the Cellar is with the doll. And it happens so matter of factly, which I think is a hallmark of your writing, Ivy. It's just like, yep, there it is. It's happened so matter of factly that it took me a minute to realize that the doll is really magic, and when she feeds it, it's really gonna do the chores. And it snuck up on you so that you things felt eerie, and then things felt weird, and then here we are in full-blown batshitness, in just a really sophisticated way. That was my favorite part.
Christy?
I really liked it all too, but one thing I really liked about the book was just the relationship between Jane and Grandma, and the fact that Grandma could be pretty bristly with Jane sometimes, but it was still a really close and loving relationship.
And Grandma?
Your grandma was the best character for me. It's very true to life, you see. I've never been so flattered by anything I've ever read before.
Perfect. Okay. Now we're gonna do the giveaways. So I'm doing two giveaways this time. Yep, hit me with them drums. Let me run my wheel. Dun, 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 dun. That's my drum noise, I guess.
Good drum roll.
Okay. Okay, first one is Susie Anon. Anon? Anon. So congrats. If Inen. Wow, I wasn't even close. Wow. Every time I try. Okay. More drums. We're doing another one. Let's see. Hit the wheel. Dun, 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 dun. Also drum noise. Alan Layton? Layton. I'll just keep saying your last name until you answer me. Layton. Yeah, congrats, Alan. Yes. If you haven't won yet, don't worry. There's two more copies to go, which we'll do after this really cool reading that they've organized. So Ivy actually had the cool idea to bring on these other talented authors, and they're gonna do like a radio show style reading, I guess is the best way to put it,
Oh
of
yeah.
a section within the novella. So you're gonna have our narrators, Christy, Pastor Dan is Sasha, Grandma is Grandma, and Ivy is the main character. So, do you want to explain the section you're starting with?
Yeah, so we're starting right at the very beginning. We're just giving you kind of the opening segment. I'm really grateful to the readers for coming on. I really appreciate it. Reading it by myself would have been very difficult. So many, and they're great. Just wait and see.
You said you were
Um,
paying us.
Say what?
You said you were paying us.
Oh no.
It's in the mail. It's coming.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll get your payment later if you're a good boy.
All right. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. All right. Yeah, Eric. Um, definitely just, diffuse the spotlight. Ivy has a strategy, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to start?
We start with Christy, our narrator, interior monologue.
Bring it.
Alrighty, so we are going to go into the cellar below the cellar. If the world had carried on as it was, I might have given Pastor Dan a second chance after he showed me his demon collection. He was handsome after all, and I felt safe with him since he was a pastor. Most of the women at church wanted to marry him because marrying a pastor was a quick and a relatively easy way to raise their social status in our group of friends. I felt so embarrassed for him, though, about his demon jars. Like all the pastors, Dan made a good salary, and he bought a house in a nice part of town. It had 3 bedrooms, one of which he'd made into a charming little sanctuary with a stained glass window and an altar and a padded kneeling rail. Since our church had a contemporary design more like a movie theater, I figured he wanted some old-time religion. When he insisted on showing me his basement on our 3rd date, I was nervous. I never liked to be underground, and how many good dates have ended in basements? But to show I wasn't afraid, I descended with him. His basement was all concrete and cobwebs lit by bare bulbs. He directed me to the far wall where 2 heavy wooden bookshelves were stocked with mason jars covered in sleeves of bright construction paper. Weird. He didn't seem like the kind of guy who made his own fruit preserves.
This is something very special, Jane.
He plucked a jar from its shelf and displayed the label for me. The words Ted Bundy had been written in black marker on the sunny yellow paper like it was a 1st grade craft project filled with imaginary bumblebees.
Ivy forgot that she has parts.
Wait, no, it's your turn.
Wait, it is?
Line. Since I got saved.
Where are we? Oh my God, wait, hold on.
It might not have been highlighted. It's since I got saved.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Since I got saved, I've taken a special interest in suppressing and upsetting demons, keeping them in jail until the time of wrath comes. This one's special. That is, especially evil. It was once inside Ted Bundy, the serial killer.
But didn't he die before you were born?
I tried to sound confused instead of sarcastic.
Yes, but this demon had been wandering the earth after his execution until the day it landed on the rail of my front porch. Can you believe it?
I hoped it was a practical joke. Youth pastors love to joke around, but he didn't crack a smile this time. Pastor Dan was vague on his methods, maybe because he didn't want any competitors, but it seemed that through the power of his connection to God or something, he had subdued and captured the demon that had once been inside Ted Bundy. He showed me more of the jars, telling me about the different kinds of demons, small ones and large ones that looked like apples and ones that looked like rats. They could appear and disappear, run faster than cars, fly in the air like birds. And once a demon possessed someone, it carried a piece of that person's soul forever after, like a souvenir.
But now these little demons are trapped, all alone, and that's how they'll remain until the rapture and final judgment, when Jesus throws all evil creatures into a lake of fire. I'll be right there beside him, tossing in the ones I caught. I think he'll be proud of me, Jane. I really do.
You think you'll live long enough to see the final days? Won't you be raptured or something?
Jane, surely God won't deprive me of the great pleasure of throwing these little suckers into the eternal lake of fire to be burned beside their master, the great dragon Satan? God's always been good to me. I've got to believe he'll keep on with his goodness. He'll preserve me as one of his own, a demon catcher and destroyer.
His eyes were like stones smoothed by a river, so striking that I forgot to ask how he'd transport so many jars to that important fire at the end of time. There were way too many of them for one person to carry. I hoped he didn't expect me to help, because I wouldn't, not even if I'd loved him all my life.
Do you really hate these demons, or are you kind of interested in them?
I'd met too many people who were fascinated by evil, especially too many men. He recoiled at my question. I'd managed to shock him.
I definitely hate them. I guess I'm also interested in them the way you'd be interested in a science project. Don't you ever get curious about why terrible things happen? Why bad people are the way they are?
I agreed with him to be polite, but I wasn't sure. I didn't like to think about evil. I was raised by my grandma to believe in the power of thoughts. She used that power, but it seemed better to me to avoid it. I pretended to have a good, normal time for the rest of the night while we ate pizza and watched a movie about cartoon penguins rescuing a seal. But then the next morning, I texted him.
I'm afraid that we aren't right for each other. I'm sorry.
He replied,
I got the same message from God. God is good. Let's be friends.
2 days later, when I was telling Melissa and Allison at our Sunday small group what happened, I found out that he always reveals the demon jars to women on third dates. Unlike me, they were fine with the demons. What bothered them was his past as a dancer for bachelorette parties. That was his other third date revelation. I didn't mind that, but it made some women feel uncomfortable given the church's teachings about the importance of purity, especially for future wives. Purity was too esoteric for me, like a fairy in a fairy tale. I was glad to know he could make a living if his pastor gig ever fell through. The following Friday night, he was off on another first date with Tiffany Bell, who headed up the greeting ministry, and I was having dinner with Grandma in her little house in the middle of the woods. I ended up telling her everything that happened with Pastor Dan, even though I didn't want to. Grandma's most prominent sign of age was that her brow had gotten heavier and heavier, putting pressure on her hooded eyes so that over the years she lost the ability to look surprised. Her heavy lids made her seem both world exhausted and canny, though her face was otherwise relatively unmapped. In spite of everything, I felt surprisingly jealous of Tiffany Bell and so desperate about my dating life that I started wondering if I could get old Pastor Dan back. Maybe I could live with demon jars in my basement. I could tell him that God had a change of heart about us. But Grandma kept me honest, though. She was the only person I knew who made fun of my terrible decisions to my face.
You keep trying to escape who you are. You think you can put on and take off masks all the time without changing the face underneath? It's a dangerous game.
It's not like that exactly. What I'm doing is putting on masks to see which one feels right. Then my face underneath the mask will know how to go.
Grandma listened, though I could see she didn't understand. She didn't seem to remember what it was like to need people.
What is it you want from the world? What are you chasing after?
Does that even matter? Didn't Jesus give to the world instead of taking?
Grandma hadn't been inside a church for years, but she kept up a knowledge of such things.
You aren't Jesus.
I never said I was, but I'm supposed to try, right?
I bet Jesus wouldn't waste time with Pastor Dan like you just did.
He's supposed to love all of us. That must mean wasting time with everyone.
That's the thing I never understood about him.
I didn't try to proselytize. I'd learned to leave her to her own theology, which was a muesli of beatitudes, one-liners, intuition, and ancestral paganism. She sprang to her feet, one flesh and one plastic, to foil over her casserole dish of roasted sausages, potatoes, and apples. She wouldn't tell me how she lost her other leg, but I'd never seen any old pictures of her when she had both legs. Maybe she'd always been missing one. Her prosthetic had improved in quality over the years, but even when it was blocky and creaky in my earliest days, she was faster than me or Mom. And as far back as I could remember, Grandma never got tired. Outside, a bad storm had swept up, and since she worried about me driving the winding forest roads with poor visibility, I agreed to stay overnight in her guest room. As far as I knew, I was the only guest she ever had.
You know, it would be cheaper for you to just live here and be done with it.
She was always telling me that.
It'd take me half an hour to drive to the library every day if I moved here. I can walk to work in 10 minutes from my apartment.
And you think you've got to find a husband too, don't you? You think you can't do that out here?
I don't make the rules.
I do. You could make them too if you were more like me.
Poor Grandma. She couldn't help that she was a narcissist. Life had shaped her into one, just like it had shaped me into a dutiful and obedient woman, following men right into their basements. My friend Mallory had organized a brunch party the next day, so I set my phone alarm for 7:30. That would give me time to get home, put on makeup, curl my hair, and pick up pastries to bring along. As it turned out, I never hear that phone alarm ring again. In the middle of the night, I was disturbed from sleep by a strange green light glowing through my blinds, and then a horrible sound, like the biggest cork in the world being popped from the tiniest hole, followed by a quiet crackling like someone crumpling papers. Doomsday, I thought. If my church friends were right about the rapture, it looked like Christ was abandoning me with all the sinners just because I was still lying in bed and not rising up anywhere.
Why me? Why not me?
I stumbled to the window and I pulled up the blinds. Curved layers of neon green with streaks of red and white lit the sky. Maybe I was hallucinating. I unplugged my phone from its charger and tried to wake it up to see if anyone else was talking about this, but it was dead. Had there been some kind of power surge? I stood beside my bed, pushing the power button again and again, hoping to force it back to life. While I was engaged in this fruitless activity, my door creaked open to reveal a ghostly face in the dark hallway, and I screamed. Then I realized it was just Grandma. Her face appeared unfamiliar in the eerie green light from the window. She looked rather serene, given that the world was ending. She shushed me and motioned for me to follow her.
I assumed that woke you up.
She led me outside, where it might as well have been daylight. The night had disappeared. I'd seen pictures of the aurora borealis, so I knew what the strange colors in the sky were, but it made no sense to me. We were too far south, and it was far too bright. The light gave Grandma's face a horrible glow, giving her almost a demonic look. The night was filled with the sound of crackling cricket legs and rustling pines, which gave my heart an awful surge of adrenaline. I was an early to bed, early rise sort of person, not at all fond of late parties or moonlit vigils, not to mention skies the color of poisonous bugs. My blood seemed to freeze inside me. I tried to ignore the kaleidoscope of color like God's green lava lamp undulating over me. Surely it was a terrible omen.
I don't like it. Can we go back inside?
What? Look at those beautiful lights in the sky. People travel all over the world to see these. I've done it myself.
As far as I knew, Grandma had never traveled anywhere north of Ohio, but it was no use arguing with her about her past. She always pointed out how little of her life I'd witnessed.
Grandma, you're acting like this is normal.
Not at all. I'm almost certain we've never seen anything like this before. It's even bigger than the Carrington event.
The what?
A geomagnetic storm in the 1850s. This is just like my friend Bill told me it would be. He goes on and on about disasters, and the way he talked about solar storms, why, I almost looked forward to experiencing one.
Because of the auroras?
Yes, and to be honest, I wondered if we'd get a break from electricity and from modern society.
I'm sure the power will come back on soon.
After a storm this strong? Don't you see how bright it is out here? I'm almost certain we'll lose some comforts we've gotten used to.
Where does Bill live? Maybe he'll know what to do.
I'd met some of her remote friends and neighbors, but there weren't many around. She'd always wanted to live off by herself.
No, Jane. My friend Bill, he died from a heart attack last year. It's a shame. He'd have loved to see this.
Her eyes twinkled with interest. It disgusted me. Why would she relish a disaster?
He'd want to see a horrible glowing sky that looks like aliens have bled all over it.
I wanted to act calm like her, but my hands were shaking and I was sweating through my pajamas.
Just the beauty of it. Bill was a simple man, a prepper. He always said we are too dependent on technology and electricity, and he gave me some of his supplies, but I wish I'd listened and prepped more. I guess I got complacent about the whole thing.
When do you think everything will turn back on again?
I don't know. Based on that sound and the brightness of the auroras, I'd say this is bad. But I'm no scientist.
Was Bill a scientist?
I wondered if she was becoming hysterical.
But this doesn't make any sense. No one warned us we were in any kind of trouble.
Trouble comes like a thief in the night.
She suddenly looked so much younger in the aurora light.
And yay! Y'all did so
Yay.
great. Thank y'all so
Grandma,
much.
what the hell?
So great.
Everyone is now demanding a audiobook version like this. So let Apex Books know your rates.
Absolutely.
All right.
You can
Lena
find
says
me at Sexy
my son
Grandma
heard the
on
laughing in another room
Instagram.com.
and started laughing too. No, so good, you guys. Congrats.
Yeah, y'all were great. And before we go, please do put your websites, your writing websites into the chat.
Yeah. Well,
Just
we
for
still have a
newcomers. Oh, we're not
giveaway.
gonna
No
do
one's
that.
going anywhere.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, what the heck? Here's all their socials though. All right, so we
Thank
have
you.
two more giveaways. So everyone hit the drums, and then after, if you have some questions for the authors, have them prepared. We still have a few minutes, so be prepared for that Q&A at the end. It's always a lot of fun. So hit my wheel drum noises. Oh, this one's easy. Watch me mess it up. Alana B. Unless it's Alana B. Alana B. Hey there, Alana B. Congrats, Alana B. Alana B. Okay, I'm gonna hit the wheel again. This is for the last copy. Alana. Okay, so I had it right the first time. All right, here's the last giveaway, and the winner is Kay Vandel. Vandel?
Vandal.
Vandel. Vandel. Congrats, Kay. Hopefully you're still in chat. Yes, there you are. Okay, again, I'll contact the winners via email and put you in charge of the person who's going to get you your copies. So we do have still 5 minutes left to make these authors uncomfortable. So if you have any questions, put them in chat and I will read them out. Well, I'll start off first while everyone's typing. I want to know what everyone's working on. So we're going to start with the star of the show, Ivy. What are you working on right now?
Oh, I'm getting back into short stories.
Ooh, a little shorties.
Yeah.
Grandma's
awesome.
favorite.
Oh. Grandma, how about you? What are you working on?
Oh, some cookies, a cake or two, a diabolical ritual, you know. Don't test me, dearie.
Christy, how about you?
I'm working on a novel.
Oh yeah, what's it about?
It's about a ritual to kind of go back in time and change the past.
Mm.
Oh,
How
if
about
only.
Pastor Sasha?
I just, instead of telling you exactly what I'm
Mhm.
working on at this moment, I'm gonna read the list of things that I want to write about from my story ideas document. Here it is, the things I'm
Okay.
interested in right now.
Okay.
Words, hobos, twins, heists, fondant icing, someone wearing only a trench coat and lingerie whose night isn't going as they expected it to,
Mhm.
Sherlock Holmes mysteries, cults, lepers, cuck chairs, and witches.
Okay.
You left out
Interesting.
grandma,
Oh, his grandma.
but you get witches, so we'll give you a pass.
Let's see. So Carson did ask, do you prefer drafting or editing? Ivy, are you a drafter?
I
You
said
prefer
me also
drafting?
drafting. I
Uh,
I answered the question.
yeah.
We're both drafters.
Drafters. Sasha, what about you? Drafter or editor? Which one do you prefer?
I didn't know you were supposed to. Here's what I like the first part where I'm writing the stuff, and the last part where I'm doing the final pass. The middle stuff I hate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First two edit rounds, hate them.
Christy?
Yeah, I like the idea forming part a lot. And I don't know. I like when you get kind of excited and you're rushing towards the ending. I like the writing of the ending a lot. That's probably my favorite.
And Grandma?
Oh, for me, it's all about the granulars and tactics. I love to analyze sentences at the smallest level.
With
That's
your
really
little
true,
magnifying
though.
glass.
Yes,
The characters are
totally.
merging.
Let's see. Patrick Barb asks, what was the last bit of horror media that really knocked your socks off? Elle guesses that Grandma's answer is weapons, and then includes a grandma laughed at the end then. Oh my God, Grandma's revealing herself.
Whoa, holy moly. Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
Oh my
wow.
God,
my
where did
God. You know
Grandma
what happened? Like
go?
5 minutes before this started, this old woman came in here and ate me, and I just like,
Grandma was the wolf all along.
yeah, but like the wolf was good? I don't know. Is that like real? I don't even know what's happening.
Maybe.
I got grandma juice all over me. I gotta go change.
So, Ivy, what was the last piece of horror media that really blew your socks off?
Oh man. Let's see. That's a really hard question. Something
Hmm.
that was really terrifying. Um, I read something really scary recently, but the name of it has forgotten me. But while I'm thinking of that, someone asked about processes because I talked about mine.
Yeah.
I think Sasha mentioned his because he makes lists of weird things he wants to write about.
Hmm.
Christy, what about you?
Horror media? Is that what we're on?
No. Well, I back this up to your process. What's your process?
I just I fiddle around until I get really disgusted with myself, and then I stay up all night and finish something. Usually, that's my
That's
That's
pretty
fair.
good.
All
I guess
right.
TJ is back now. What about you?
I missed it. What?
What's
What's
your
your
writing process
process?
like?
Oh God. Well, first I start with a little foundation, and then I
Mm-hmm.
do some like kind of contouring and shadow. Oh, you were talking about something else.
Mm-hmm.
Either way,
Yeah,
that's
Well,
important
kind of the
too.
same thing, really. I mean, it's really all just like putting lipstick on a pig until the pig is wearing the beauty contest and, the sash and everything, right? Up on stage, isn't that how it goes?
so, TJ, like you missed the entire event, huh?
I'm sorry, Ivy.
Yeah.
It's okay. Oh
I'll
wait,
do
I
better next
remembered
time.
the name of the thing that
Oh,
really scared me.
okay.
It was a book called The Other by Tom Tryon. It's like an evil twin story. It really scared me.
Mm. Grandma, was there, or TJ, now that Grandma's gone, is there a piece of social or horror media that really blew your socks off recently?
Horror media that blew my socks off.
Or social media, says
I'm
Patrick
not on
Barb.
social media. I don't know what that is. Was that grandma?
Mm.
I think probably the thing that really knocked me for a loop recently was there's a collection of writers that put something out called The Writhing Verdant End. It's Corey Fahrenkopf and Tiffany Morris and Eric Raglan, and Tiffany Morris's four short stories in the middle of that collection are fucking incredible. Like some
That
of the
collection is
best.
dope as shit.
It's incredible. Like I liked Green Fuse Burning, and I thought it was very, very good. But those stories were on a whole nother level for me. Like they were really, really incredible. I highly recommend checking that book out.
Okay. Well, I know
Oh,
we're
hi,
at
Tiffany.
oh
Sorry. I mean, you're
um
welcome. Yeah.
yeah, so we are at time, but I wanted
Oh,
just to share everything all over again. And we'll go from author to author if you want to just shout out where people can best find you. I shared the links that you gave me here, but Ivy Grimes, where can everyone find you?
www.ivy.com.
Mhm. And that is linked there, so you can just actually click that hyperlink. Christy, how about you?
I'm Christy Nogle everywhere, christynogle.com and
Oh,
Nogle-esque
sorry,
on
Sasha.
Substack.
Awesome. Sasha, I'm sorry.
I
I
said,
kind of,
time is what time is.
I know. That's what you get for having so many demon jars in your basement.
It's a lot of jars.
Yeah.
And busy.
Yeah, just so many. Sasha, where can they find you if they're looking for demon jars and Jesus?
I'm at Sasha Brown on Blue Sky, and my website is sashabrownwriter.com.
Perfect. And TJ Price?
DJPriceWrites.com or in the
Mhm.
bathroom for the next like 5 hours trying to wipe this stuff off my face.
Yeah.
Look hot with old person makeup on. I'm just
Mhm, mhm. Um, and again, if you didn't win a copy, be sure to order a copy because it is a wonderful book. As you could tell from the short reading we got here with demon jars and priests and crazy grandma laughing. So click that link and always remember, if you really want to do the author a favor, make sure to leave a review because it really does matter a lot and share with your friends. Now, yeah. Now it's time to wrap up. So
Congratulations, Ivy! It's a great book.
yeah,
Thanks,
congrats.
everybody. I really appreciate everybody who came at all. It
Yes.
really means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, everyone who helped. You really helped me out a lot. I owe you. Thank you.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
because
do you
the
want?
book's really good, Ivy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do you want to do like a little Academy Award speech?
Yeah,
Where
make
you're
her give
like,
a
I'd like
speech.
to thank God and my mom, maybe. I don't know what they say actually. It's like when people at the Stoker Awards go up and then they don't have it prepared, so they're just up there for like 10 hours.
Oh, you got to thank everybody. You know, your friends, your enemies.
You like take out a toilet paper roll and unroll it and it just keeps going with all the names.
Yeah, it's everybody. Yeah, the
Yeah.
haters.
But yeah, so thank you everyone for joining to help celebrate Ivy's new book release. Be sure to
Thank you.
follow all the authors on your social media in case you want to check up on them. Grab a copy if you haven't. Winners, keep an eye on your email. And when you do read a copy, make sure you leave a review everywhere you can because it does make a difference. So thank you again, everyone, for showing up. And
Yes, thank
congrats,
you so much.
Doing a
Ivy.
Thank
magnificent job.
you.
Yeah,
Many,
and
many
congrats,
thanks.
readers. Oh my God, that was like the best thing I've heard in a while. The laugh made me die.
DJ.
Okay, everyone, until next time. Bye.
Bye.